A story of a man by the name of Jabalat ibn al-Ayham. Put your hand up if you've heard this man's name before. You've heard it here? Jabalat ibn al-Ayham, they say he was the last king of the people of Ghasasina. It was the Arab tribe who were located in Sham, and he was their last king, their final king. At the time of Umar radiallahu anhu, he embraced Islam. He sent a letter to Umar and he said, I want to come into Islam. Umar, will you accept me? Umar said, of course, come Jabala. Jabala is from a family of kings and kings and kings. But he said, when I come, I'm not one person, I'm a man who has an army. I'm a king, I'm a big king. So when I come, I'm going to come into Medina with a big, large number of people. Umar said, whatever you do, no problem. Come. So he comes. The historians, they differ on the number of men that he came with. Just his personal friends and guards and his hurras. Some of the scholars, they said 5,000 horsemen. And that's not including the civilians and those who were with him, who wanted to embrace Islam. It was Yawmun Mashhood. It was a day Medina was, everybody was outside Medina waiting for Jabalat ibn al-Ayham. Shocking for a man like this to embrace Islam. So Jabala comes to the city of Medina and he embraces Islam and he comes into Medina and everyone is happy. Umar is happy and Muslims are all happy. That year Umar radiallahu anhu mentioned that he's going to go for Hajj and he's going to go to the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and he's going to do Hajj. So Jabalat ibn al-Ayham comes to Umar and he says, can I come with you? Umar says, of course, house of Allah, let's go. So they go together. When they go to the Kaaba, Jabalat ibn al-Ayham is doing tawaf around the Kaaba. And a man from the people of Bani al-Fazar, he steps on Jabalat ibn al-Ayham's ihram by accident. Ihram is the one of the two cloths, the bottom one, the izar, the bottom one. He accidentally steps on it and the aura of Jabalat ibn al-Ayham shows. But what Jabalat ibn al-Ayham does is he slaps him so hard and he beats him that he damages his eye. The man cried and he went to Umar ibn al-Khattab and he said, this is what Jabalat ibn al-Ayham has done to me. This is my eye, Jabala did this to me. So Umar said, hey, call Jabala. Hey Jabala, is this true? Did you do this? He said, yes, I did. Because he stepped on my garment. And Umar said, I'm going to do what you did to him. He said, Kayf? How? I'm Jabalat ibn al-Ayham. I'm a king. My father was a king. From a family of kings. And this man is just a nobody. Umar said, that's not how it is in Islam. In Islam, inna akramakum indallahi atqakum. It's not my father was a king or his father was a king. None of that. When Jabala saw the seriousness of Umar radiallahu anhu's tone of voice, he said, okay, listen, let me just talk to the man and Umar said, no problem. You guys can come to agreement, I'll accept it. If this man is happy with the judgment, I'll take it. If not, I'll do to you what you did to him. So Jabala goes to the man, he says, I'll give you whatever money you want, but not my eye. For your eye, no. The man says, no, I want you to look like me. You did this to me, you have to look like me, I'm not going to accept any money. Jabala went back to Umar, he said, this man is not accepting it and I can't, it won't settle with me right for me to be what? Dealt with like this man. So Umar said, there's no other option. He goes, okay, if you do this to me, I'm going to leave Islam. Umar said, then I'll kill you. If you leave Islam, brother, stop laughing, inshallah ta'ala. Jabalat ibn al-Ayham said, Umar said to Jabalat ibn al-Ayham, I will kill you. Umar saying this. When Jabala saw the seriousness of Umar's tone of voice and that he was not playing, Jabala said, give me till tomorrow morning. I'll think on it tonight, and tomorrow I'll give you an answer. Jabala, that same night, he took his horse back to his place of residency, and he lived in the outskirts of Medina because his army and his people were too much. They didn't come into the city. He took every single person from his people who would accept him, and he left the city of Medina. He went to Sham, and then after he went to Rome, and he went to Qaisar, and he left Islam. He apostated from what? al-Islam. There's a reason why I'm telling this story. When Jabala left Islam, Umar radiallahu anhu heard of it. Qaisar was happy that Jabalat ibn al-Ayham left Islam, so what he did was he gave him a big land and said, this is your kingdom, enjoy it, have fun, this is for you. Years went by, Umar radiallahu anhu sent a letter to Qaisar. Umar sent a messenger with a letter to Qaisar. When the messenger came to Qaisar, Qaisar said, okay, before we finish our conversation, why don't you go to your friend Jabalat ibn al-Ayham and see his situation, how he's been treated here. And then come back to me, and then you can go to Umar radiallahu anhu, I'll give you an answer. So the Muslim went to Jabalat ibn al-Ayham, he sat with him and he spoke to him and he said, hey, he said when he entered onto Jabala, Jabala was drinking khamar. He was listening to music, women who were dancing and singing for him. And he greeted him and he said, how are you, how's everything? And they started to converse. Because Jabala was drinking alcohol, and he was a bit drunk, and drunk people tend to say what's on their mind and how they feel. And this is what I want from the story. The story, what I want from it, and I mentioned it, was Ibrahim ibn Adham, did I not say when he said, لَوْ عَلِمَ الْمُلُوكُ وَأَبْنَاءُ الْمُلُوكِ مَا نَحْنُ فِيهِ مِنَ النَّعِيمِ وَالسُّرُورِ. If the kings and the children of the kings were to know the blessings that we have, they will try to take it from us, right? Jabala felt regret, the fact that he left Islam. He was emotional. When the Muslim told him about Umar ibn al-Khattab and how Islam is spreading, he started to cry. He said words of poetry. He said, تنصرت الأشراف من عار لطمة وما كان فيها لو صبرت لها ضرر تكنفني فيها لجاج ونخوة وبعت بها العين الصحيحة بالعور فيا ليت أمي لم تلدني وليتني رجعت إلى القول الذي قاله عمر ويا ليت لي أرعى المخاض بقفرة وكنت أسيرا في ربيعة أو مضر ويا ليت لي كنت شاما أجالس قومي ذاهب السمع والبصر أدين بما دانوا به من شريعة وقد يصبر العود الكبير على الدبر. He says تنصرت الأشراف من عار لطمة. I left Islam for just a slap. Just a slap. Umar just slapped me, my eye, nothing. Even though today I have been given a kingdom, I wish I accepted that slap and I went back. I wish my mother never gave birth to me. وَيَا لَيْتَ أُمِّي لَمْ تَلِدْنِي. I wish my mother never gave birth to me. Okay? I wish I could go back to Umar and say, Umar, listen, here's my eye, do what you want with it. I wish, he says, وَيَا لَيْتَنِي أَرْعَى الْمَخَاضُ بِقَفْرَةٍ. I wish I was a shepherd. وَكُنْتُ أَسِيرًا فِي رَبِيعَةَ أَوْ مُضَرٍ. And I was even a captive for the people of Rabi'a or Mudar. I don't mind. And I also wish I can live that happiness and that joy that I once lived of following the deen of Islam.